Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to discuss on some interesting updates. We start with Ace Abde as the Barca winger wants to continue in La Liga. If he leaves, three clubs are currently interested. We are going to discuss more on that as we progress. Secondly, talking about Fermin Lopez, as it is now official, but the Barca prodigy have penned a new long-term contract with Barca until 2028 worth 400 million euros release clause. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into it in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. If you're just coming across the channel for the very first time, you are very much welcome. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. After a dramatic 4-3 victory against Villarreal in Barcelona's most recent encounter, earned 3 points for the club, it became increasingly clear that the Catalans possessed no shortage of options up front. Even after the departure of Ousmane Dembele, the firepower in the front line has caused a surplus, with game time having to be split between many forwards. As such, Ace Abde has been one of the players left with a decision to make in regards to his future before the transfer window is closed. Now, according to Sport, the Moroccan is determined to stay and succeed with Barcelona, but in the event he has to leave, he will only play in La Liga. Previously, reports began to do the rounds regarding Abde potentially joining the Bundesliga as Bayer Leverkusen, you know, Bayer Leverkusen were willing to offer 20 million euros to Barca for the services of the tricky winger. However, Abde has no intention of, leaving Spain amid interest from foreign clubs. That said, he would potentially entertain the possibility of joining another top Spanish side, who have also shown hints of interest in the 21-year-old starlet. Despite Abde's desire to stay put in Barcelona, he is aware of the competition in the squad thanks to Ferran Torres' improving form and the meteoric rise of Lamine Yamal. In case Barca evaluates his exit, he will pack his bags only if a top La Liga club comes calling. Abde already enjoyed a fantastic season on loan at Osasuna last season and does not rule out playing for another Spanish team as long as his minutes are secured. Three clubs have expressed interest in recruiting Ace Abde, namely Osasuna, Real Betis, and Sevilla. These teams are potentially landing spots for the 21-year-old, who is looking for consistent game time and was disappointed after being overlooked against Villarreal. The operation could be closed in a deal worth 10 million euros, with the Catalans reserving 50% of the player's rights. Barcelona and Xavi have already made it clear that they would like to retain the player due to his profile, but anything can happen in the final stages of the window, and an exit with the potential to return cannot be ruled out. A lot have been spoken about Ace Abde in the past few days. Of course, he's one of those players whose future is still very much doubtful. This is a guy who many thought he will seal his place in the Barca squad this season after impressive loan spell at Osasuna last season. We got a lot of reports claiming that Xavi Hernandez was really impressed, have been impressed with the player's attitude and his performance, and did not hesitate to decide to keep him for the first team squad after his impressive loan spell last season. But now it seems as though Barca are in serious dilemma as to the decisions because for Ace Abde, as many thought might be, he should be Barcelona player this season full time. But the issue of game time not being guaranteed has have caused all of this. Abde wants to be a player that wants to be seen as one of the important parts of the project, and the way things are going, Abde does not foresee that. As Lamine Yamal, for instance, is even getting more game time than him, making things a little bit trickier for Abde, and the player is considering a potential departure if game time is not guaranteed under Xavi's leadership. So as it stands right now, there is still a lot to be discussed, or there's still a lot to be decided, and also considering the fact that that we don't have much time left. We don't have much time left for the transfer window to come to a close. The future of Abde remains something that we just have to keep our fingers crossed, all hands on deck, and see what happens. Will Xavi decide to keep Abde? Will the player force a move, or will the player be patient, knowing fully well that as the season just begun, it doesn't mean things will remain stagnant. Things are still subject to change. He will be important at some point of the season. Are those some of the things that might come into consideration for Ace Abde moving forward? Let's just see. Then on to the final story of discussion. Barcelona have officially confirmed that young star Fermin Lopez has signed a new long-term contract with the club, extending his stay with the Catalans until 2027. The 20-year-old Masia graduate has made significant progress over the past 12 months, impressing during his loan spell at Linares and forcing his way into Xavi's first-team dynamics upon returning to Barca this summer. Lopez was one of the revelations of the Barca's US pre-season tour, catching the eye with his gameplay in the attacking third of the pitch. The young Spaniard made his La Liga debut for the reigning champions this past Sunday against Villarreal and seems set to be having an increased role, especially with Pedri being sidelined with injury. Lopez's existing deal was set to expire at the end of the current season. Given his potential and progression, it does not come as a surprise that Barcelona decided to add 3 more years to the player's contract and secure his future until 2027. On top of that, the Catalan heavyweights have also inserted a Mammoth €400 million release clause in the contract to ensure that no big team considers swooping him away by matching it. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.